Sorry I'm late, Mr. Webster.
Oh, but that's all right, Professor. I was looking out the window and I could see you coming.
You had no trouble finding the place?
Oh, neither I. No. Your directions was spot on. 5 mile for Rainey, 5.5 for Connecticut. By Jove, you're very central here.
Marvellous view.
Grand view. It was the view to bought this place for now.
Well, not entirely. No, my wife and I always liked the idea of buying an old croft and doing a sympathetic conversion.
Ah, well, you've come the right man. The last job I did was a conversion. You came to Leisure Complex near Huntley. Squash court, jacuzzi and sauna. 3 months ago, it was a slaughterhouse. No, you can't get much more sympathetic and active. Well, but it's half a fine meeting you, Professor. Can't put a face to the voice on the telephone, and fit is that you're a professor, Professor?
Oh, well, I'm retired now, but I was professor of rural sociology.
God almighty. And fits that now.
Rural sociology, well, it's the application of scientific principles to the study of community structures and work patterns in a non-urban environment.
God almighty. You mean fit is like Biden in the country?
That's about it, yes.
Here, have I just seen a bit about you in the paper? You've just brought out a great long book about Aberdeen. 800 pages and never a picture.
Yes, actually, it's a statistical socio-economic study. For example, it demonstrates that in the course of a year, the average Aberdeenshire housewife makes 5.5 trips into Aberdeen.
You mean in the last trip she got stuck in the Glens of Housley? Tell me, Professor, what did you do for you? Was that Professor?
Oh, I've always been in the academic life.
Oh, so you've never worked? Never worked and now you're retired? That's good, isn't it? Some boys have had a lot.
Actually, I took early retirement under the university's voluntary severance arrangement.
Oh, you mean you've been kicked out?
Oh, I've got my pension and my lump sum, and we've just sold a big house in Aberdeen, so we're fairly well off.
Oh, and you're wanting a price for me for putting this place in order, is that correct, Professor?
Well, I'd like to get a few quotations. What other builders are there around here?
You can this, Professor, and my mind's just got a complete blank.
Isn't there someone in Offord?
Oh, I believe there is a young loan just started up, but a lovely job, though, for the Dominie's new lock-up. He's deputy the car with a hand.
Is there nobody else?
Oh, no, there's a boy out at bench.
And has he just started?
No, he's just about finished. For the third time.
So it looks as if I'm stuck with you.
Stuck with me? Stuck with this place is mere like.
Oh, not necessarily. I can easily sell it again.
Sell this place? What kind of field gate would buy a place like this? It's just a regular stage. There's been nobody near this place for the last 30 years.
Well, the estate agent never told us that when he showed us round.
What fun did you come out to see?
Last month, end of June.
Oh, so you hadn't been here in December? Oh, no, nobody's ever been here in December. It's usually March before you hear about to this place.
I thought you said it hadn't been occupied for 30 years.
Yeah, well, it's been partially occupied.
Partially occupied?
Partially sheep and partially cattle. They used to come in here in the bad weather. Either really bad weather, to be awful bad before they come in here. Because they're may feel. Now, tell me, Professor, is this a cultural grant job?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't had any plans done.
Ah, but we'll fairly get a plan for you. We'll put down the plan in the slaughterhouse.
The slaughterhouse?
Aye, the plan in that slaughterhouse, it's never let me down yet.
And do you think we'll get a grant?
Aye, a subsidy. Mind you, looking at your gable end there, I some think you've got a subsidy already. Now we'll need to strachen that out.
I'm sorry?
Strachen out your gable end. Now it'll be £900. That'll affect your ties.
Ties?
£1,200. That'll affect your timbers.
Timbers?
£1,500. Outside the extra steams for your was.
Was?
£1,900. Sleds for your reef. £2,000. Then, of course, the whole place will need painting.
Painting?
Aye, painting. Painting and painting.
Painting and painting?
Aye, painting and painting. No, that'll be 2,700, 3,400, 4,500, 5,600, about 7,000.
7,000, are you sure?
No, you're right, Professor. 8,000. 8,000
Now,
pounds.
the windows.
Well reminded, Professor. Four windows is down, needing replacing 1,000.
No, we were thinking of double glazing.
2,000. 2,000 each. 2,000, 2,000, 2,000.
Do you realise this place is recently listed?
Recently listed, it's A-listed. It's Copenhagen. Why? You've got a subsidy in the east, and you're coping in the west. Now, the next big question, Professor, is this. If you went a snake in your watery door,
I'm sorry.
a snake,
Snake?
your watery, a snib
Oh, a snib.
in your bathroom.
Ah,
You could have a bathroom, haven't you?
yes, the bathroom's through there.
Oh, that's for a bath water. Last time I saw that bath was in the corner of Jimmy Davidson's park. We are Slorach now through that, would it?
A slorach a nout.
A buckle guy.
Buckley Kai.
Patrick
Oh.
goes. Now, if you went a snake, you're what?
Oh, yes, yes.
Now, you're better with a snake. To keep it out.
To keep the note out.
Aye, 'cause a beast like him back to his own smell. Snake on watery, 100 pounds.
£100 for a snake?
Oh, there'll be a big snake. Now, Professor, that's all the bad news. Here is the good news. You wouldn't need to spend a penny on rewiring.
Oh, good.
Because there's no electricity.
Oh,
Electricity, £10,000.
you know, it really looks as if we're going to have to economise in some areas. It's a great pity, because my wife had set her heart on a luxury kitchen.
Fair enough, we'll leave the wood in Mango. Leaving Mango at £200.
But we don't want a mangle.
Removing Mango, £400. Now we'll just jot this little lottie up for you and see if we get an accurate kind of guesstimate, Professor.
Well, break it gently. I mean, my lump sum's only £60,000.
60,000? Oh, I can see that going.
You can see that going.
And just as clearly as I could see you coming.
They say if the bobby on the beat looks young, it's a sure sign you're getting on. Well, just about everybody I meet looks young, which is nae good for my morale. Professors and physicians are responsible positions. It's youngsters forever I see. It's nae just police constables, even chief constables. They are younger than me,
And me. And me.
and thus they are younger than us. If I ging to the quack with my sinus or my back, the doctor's just a young loon.
If I'm at a requiem in a kirk or at the creme, the minister's just a young loon.
Art gallery director and the sanitary inspector and the boy that drives the Manifield bus. All accountants pale and weedy.
And the Gordon's College heedy, they are younger than us. If the bairn's Nadian wheel and I'm summoned to the squeal, the teacher's just a young quine.
When Mama's feeling worse and I fetch the district nurse, when she comes, she's just a young wine.
My Auntie Nell's health visitor, my dentist, my solicitor, the wifey in the Kobe Magna fuss. Every pundit on the telly,
Rajiv Gandhi out in Delhi, they are younger than us. Younger than us are all they, and my
and wee George, his mate,
last Secretary of State,
is younger too.
if financially sunk, I totter to the bunk. The manager's just a young loon.
Finna pit the bucket out, and the larry gives a toot. Go to scaffy, he's just a young loon.
And I have a firm impression of the medical profession, like the money that I went out for my trust.
Every prosperous licensed victualler,
None of them remembers Hitler.
They are younger than us. Oh, it really makes me wince when I buy up on a mince, 'cause the butcher's just a young loon.
in the past folks said sir to the Scotland manager, but Andy Roxburgh's just a young loon.
The surgeons at the clinic, David Owen, Neil Kinnock, are the folk the Sunday papers discuss.
Bobby Charlton, Kevin Keegan,
Well, apart from Ronald Reagan, Aberdeen's younger than the Italian in his cafe is.
Colonel Mad Gaddafi is.
each painter and each plumber is.
The Soviet heat bomber is. Aberdeen's younger than us.
Okay, can you hear me? Right, here we go. This is the result the whole nation has been waiting for, and the winner is Meryl Streep for Shammy Dab. Just a joke, just a joke. Huh? Well, I'm only a district councillor. It's not as if I was a professional comedian. Now, eyes down for a declaration. Parliamentary by-election, constituency of Auchterturra and Clat. I, the undersigned, well, I haven't signed it yet, but I'm going to tell. Being the returning officer, do hereby declare that the votes cast for each candidate was as follows. Davenport Smythe, Sir Reginald.
Labour.
$5,412. Well done, Reggie. Pretty good for the only militant in the Rotary. Farquharson Thomas.
That's Tam the Poacher. Conservative private enterprise.
$5,506. Goodbody Ernest.
Auchterturra Temperance Party.
Nil. McPherson Marilyn.
Nymphomaniac Cooperative.
Nymphomaniac Fit.
Nymphomaniac Cooperative.
Nay, with me she wasn't. 343. And we can for they were, we can them all. Richie Arthur.
Hands off the TSB.
22. Well, he lost his deposit. Signorini Antonio Giuseppe.
Scottish Nationalist.
3,312. Thompson Alexander.
Local greenpeacer. Keep greenkeeper. Greenpeacer. Sorry, greenkeeper.
15,880. And I declare the aforementioned Alexander Thompson duly elected to serve this constituency. And here he comes, folks, so let's hear it for your new MP, Sandy Thompson. Toot-toot-toot.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as your new MP, it is my very pleasant duty to mention a Buckley folk it deserves a mention. And first of all, I'd like to thank the returning officer and his hard-working staff. 7 recounts ahead, and it's no often you see that when there's a 10,000 majority. Next, I would like to thank the police. That's Watty Morrison, we're special for local custody. Thank you, Watty. At you lows now. You can rawai your cycle claps of the case show. Next, I would like to thank the media. That's a huntless quick. For the very, very fair way in which they handled this election, affording equal coverage to all the candidates. They never mentioned Ninos. Because they didn't again there was an election, you know. Mind you, the present journal still doesn't again. Next, I would like to thank the voters of Auchterturra for turning out in such force, because it couldn't have been a worse night, with the rival attraction of the Family Planning Association Roadshow and live demonstration. And tonight the message goes out to Mrs. Thatcher. Get yoghurt, muggy. We are fair for fucking, and you're fluffing, and you're fickering. That is the message. It could not be clearer. But yet the besom stubbornly pretends that she doesn't understand it. Next, I would like to thank my opponents for a good, clean fight. Except for the smear campaign against Tony the Ice Creamer's Knickerbocker Glory. It bides up a stair for him. It is not true that she spent last Tuesday night with David Dimbleby. It was Wednesday. Because she was with me on Tuesday. Finally, and on a very personal note, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank my wife for keeping out the bloody road.
Sir Thompson, congratulations from Grampian
Oh,
Television.
but that's all right.
Now, you and I could speak about fiscal policy, economics.
Well, maybe you could.
But now that you're an MP, what's life going to be like for you?
Bloody good. Oh, it's a great place, that London again.
Have you decided where you'll be staying?
Well, I thought that both 3 next to the Dorchester.
Of course, it's in the Good Food Guide.
Aye, 5 stars for stovies.
Now, what aspect of this campaign gave you the most satisfaction?
The free drink. Dennis, I never had to put my hand in my pouch.
Well, of course, you are a well-known and well-liked local figure.
Oh, but it was the same for all the candidates. And my name next weekend, we had an open forum in the Glaikit Stack. And all the candidates got free beer on it.
Not the temperance candidate.
No, he was in the neps. It fit a steady good answer. Mind you, fair dues, he drove home. Oh, I know I do 2 or 3 folk, but they weren't going to vote for him anyway.
Now, of course, all the big guns were up from London for this
Aye.
by-election.
Oh.
Didn't I see you speaking to Neil Kinnock?
Aye, do. Oh, do. I says to him, I says, Ginger, I says.
Didn't he mind being called Ginger?
Well, he preferred it to Baldy. Ginger, I says, dinna you be so cocky? I says, you nae ken that there's nae such a thing as a safe seat in Aberdeenshire.
Did he believe you?
Aye, did he just found off a tractor.
And I think I also saw you speaking to David Steele.
I find lad Davy, of course, he's got a local connection. His old man was a missionary. 3 years in darkest Auchnagat.
And, of course, you met Mrs. Thatcher.
Oh, West. Oh, for that diva woman. Beer Dennis. Can you imagine biting me on?
And did you meet Dennis?
No, I find lad Dennis, no. I find him a working ability. And I drank with him again, the Glaikit Stack, and he says to me, he says, ow. He says, ow. Cheers, Sandy. Expect to have a funny again. Cheers, Sandy. Here's mud in your eye. And I says to him, cheers, Dennis. I says, here's Sharon and your beads to you.
And tell me,
Barry.
is it true that the Thatchers were staying at the Gleckett
One Majesty Thatcher's a hell, Jane Barney. Them was neglected stuff.
I thought there were only 4 bedrooms.
Faculty that. There's only 3. When Cyril Smith was in twilight.
And of course, Dr. David Owen was up.
Oh, thank God he was.
Really? Why?
The vet was our. And Jim McFarlane had a cold cough.
And did Dr. Owen deliver it?
Aye, did he?
Did he make a good job of it?
No, he didn't. But he was better than the district nurse. The district nurses are actually humans. But I wouldn't let her lotion valuable livestock. And I'll tell you something about that coffee that David Dawn delivered today. It'll lie here limp.
Really? To the left or the right?
You can, as a beer brood just can't make up its mind.
There's a craze these days which is bordering on hysteria, a board game that has caused a great hubbub. But I find that it makes me feel inferior. So if you feel the same, folks, join the club. It can be quite convivial to play at Trivial Pursuit. But if you never do wheel at all, you shouldna feel at all bit oot. 'Cause it doesn't really matter which is Scotland's smallest county, or who it was played Captain Bligh in Mutiny on the Bounty. It doesn't matter Harpo was the Marx who was the dummy. It doesn't matter Oedipus was chummy with his mummy. Who cares if a tomato is a vegetable or fruit? It only matters if you're playing Trivial Pursuit. Who cares where Whistler's mum was found, or when Columbus found the States? To most folk, it's irrelevant how long an elephant gestates. 'Cause it doesn't matter what the function of your chromosomes is. It doesn't matter Watson was a chum of Sherlock Holmes's. It doesn't matter that it was James Joyce who wrote Ulysses. It doesn't matter Anne Boleyn was Henry's second missus. Who cares if when the tide came in, it drook it King Canute? It only matters if you're playing Trivial Pursuit. Did Kellogg first make cereal? It's immaterial to me. It matters not a jot to me what a lobotomy might be. 'Cause it doesn't really matter whose last words were et tu brute, or how old Mozart was when he composed Così fan tutte. It doesn't matter H2O's the formula for water. It doesn't matter if Princess Di is Marx or Spencer's daughter. Who cares if Paganini played the fiddle or the flute? It only matters if you're playing Trivial Pursuit. A question asked quite often is, name Aristophanes' first play, to which an answer never comes, if that one ever comes my way. 'Cause it doesn't really matter where you'd see the Mona Lisa, or how far off the plum you'd find the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It doesn't matter what the language is in Venezuela, or if the dying Nelson said to Hardy, "Hello, sailor." Far cares if atom bombs ging off, if you leave them lying about. Well, that would fairly stop you playing Trivial Pursuit.